Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rizkiki Azkia Hidayat from class 2A. So in this video, I will present the research I have read entitled Learning Grammar Through Singing, an intervention with EFL primary school learners by Booth, Hennis, Kurtz, and Radden. So here is the introduction section. Singing in the classroom has long been recommended as an effective supplementary that positively influences phonological awareness as well as pronunciation and vocabulary recall in language learning. However, it is still unclear whether singing can also support on grammar learning. So the present study aimed at stimulating both vocabulary and grammar learning in primary EFL school who had recently begun learning English. And next, introduction and literature review. So this research combining introduction and literature review section and also contains several points. There are first music and speech as interrelated domains, the second singing in language teaching, the third singing and positive affect, and the last learning grammar to singing. Next, for the aims and the research hypothesis, the overall aim of the project is to explore the effects of singing to language learning and psychological well-being. And the present study focused on vocabulary and grammar learning in particular. And next, for the research question, this study has two research questions. There are first, to what extent does singing promote vocabulary and grammar learning? And the second, to what extent do affective states after individual lessons differ among groups? And the next section is method. So the participants, this research employed 57 primary school learners with 25 girls and 32 boys, and age range from 8 to 10, with 3 classes in year 3, and the setting was at public city-funded state schools in an urban areas of Lower Saxony. And for the study and for the design and intervention, this research utilized a longitudinal quasi-experimental intervention study design with pre, post, and follow-up measurements. And next, here is the overview of study design. So we can see on the diagram on the slide that there are 3 times tests with 1 intervention and 1 retention. And for the detailed explanation about the process, I will explain on the next slide. And before we go to the process of this research, I will elaborate the materials and the procedures. So for the materials used are general books and songs, and the procedures. So the first, the teacher gives a short vocal warm-up to the students, and then the teacher play a song or someone speaking in a audio, and after that the students were repeating what they're listen and answering the question from the audio. And next, this is the stage pre-test to intervention. So the first stage is pre-test, and it is consists to 2 types of tests, the first intelligence test and the second language test. And there are 3 times pre-tests conducted in this study. And after that, the intervention consists of 5 materials with 35 minutes each were done. And for each section, the PANEAS or a positive and negative affect schedules was elaborated in every section. And next, It is the stage of post-test to retention to follow-up test. So in uh, the post-test consists only only language tests. And after the result were collected, the author moved to the retention stage. And in this stage, were longer than the intervention stage because it is consists of the repetition of the materials and the teaching learning activities, and at the end of the stage is the follow-up test and in form of language test. And next, for the data collection, the data were collected through pre-test, post-test, and follow-up test. And for the data analysis, the data were analyzed by using SPSS with the calculation of ANOVA and ANOVA correlational analysis. So in the ANOVA, the first ANOVA is used to measure each result of the test. So, and the second ANOVA, ANOVA correlational analysis used to calculate the correlation between the result of ANOVA or the first ANOVA for each result of the test. And next, in the next section, I'm going to try to answer the question from my lecturer. So the question is, in your opinion, do you think singing can be a good method to teach grammar or other language skills? So my answer, yes, it can. Because based on the research, it is showed that singing could be a good strategy to teach grammar and other language skills, such as listening and speaking, including pronunciation and vocabulary building, especially for primary students who started learning English. And singing provided them a fun atmosphere at class. Thus, it is good to implement singing as a strategy of teaching grammar and other language skills. And that's all my presentation. I apologize if I probably mistakes. So thank you very much. I'm Rizkiki Azkia Hidayat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.